Con Edison is trying to avoid power outages and voltage reductions like it had over the weekend. The utility company spokesperson Philip O'Brien asking customers to conserve any way possible.
Don't leave the air conditioner running in an empty apartment. It's a big waste. Set the air conditioner at the highest temperature that's comfortable for you.
This guy's taking it a step further.
We give the air conditioners a rest, even though we're very hot, mostly because of the cost.
Con Ed is asking customers to try and use heavy-duty appliances like the washer and dryer in the early morning and late evening. In the Bronx, Scott Pringle, New York.
And Australia is keeping its entire Olympic team out of the athlete village in Rio because of electrical and plumbing problems in its building. There are reports that when toilets were flushed, water started running down from the ceiling in other parts of the building. The 31-building village is expected to host 18,000 athletes who are to compete in the Summer Olympics next month. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Have you been... Dr. Michael Savage here from The Michael Savage Show. Many people don't know this, but I was formerly director of nutrition for one of the largest health food chains in the nation. And I got to tell you, Super Beets is one of the most impressive, natural, functional foods I've ever seen in my career. Why? Blood flow, blood flow, blood flow. Beets are loaded with dietary nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide helps support healthy circulation and healthy blood pressure levels. Call 800-481-0504. That's 800-481-0504 or go to SavageLovesBeats.com. That's SavageLovesBeats.com. You're going to get a 30-day supply for free. It comes with your first order. It's backed by a money-back guarantee. You're also going to get a free book, Beat the Odds, and free shipping on your entire order. You can't beat that. You'll love the results you feel with your first free canister guaranteed or your money back. 800-481-0504 or go to SavageLovesBeats.com.
We're here to fix the machine.
Battlefield Live.
Chris and Trey from Lanterns Radio Network, the Battlefield Live radio program, and I cannot tell you, Trey, how excited I am to be back on the radio tonight.
Yeah, man, it's really loud over here, but it's good to have you back. Hopefully, my
levels are really loud, or what?
No, me. Your levels are actually low, so if you can turn yourself up a little bit. Then feel free and please do.
Man, let me tell you, I was if all of you don't know, shame on you because I was out last week and Trey was riding dirty. I mean, he was rocking it, dude. I mean, I was kind of like nervous because typically what we do is when we finish the show, we load it up to Spreaker, our show. And Trey, obviously being very busy last week, he was a little late on doing that. And finally, when he did it, I was listening to it, and I was like, man, I wish I'd have been on the show with all these freaking killer freaking hosts, guest hosts you had, as well as guests on the show.
Yeah, well, Pete helped us out the one night, Philly Pete. And right. But we had ladies' night, we had...
I like ladies' night.
Yeah, it was ladies' night here, and... I mean, it was just a lot of fun. We had a lot of good guests. We, a lot of our, what do you call those, like publicists that help us out? Like CJ helped us out and Jenny helped us out. So it was good, man.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to CJ and Jenny for helping us out with guests. I mean, look, we had some. Who was the guest that you said that that Jenny sent over to you? That was
Ann Pierce. She wrote the Perilous Path, the Misguided. Foreign policy of Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and John Kerry. And, I mean, really, I could spend a couple of hours with her, to be honest with you.
Was she that good looking?
Well, I'm talking about her book, man. Wow, you're not even 5 minutes back on the air. And I mean, she's a pretty. Listen, it's a lose-lose situation. I can be like, no, then I want her back on the show. But if I'm like, oh yeah, she's a pretty lady, then my wife's like, naughty, 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 daddy.
It's like if you were roaming around in a gay club and you grabbed a dude's ass, would you tell anybody?
Right.
Like you can't
No.
on that
You want to go to the club?
So man, we have some stuff to talk about.
Well, you're off
today.
to a real good start here, Pile.
I'm in trouble, ain't I? Already?
No, you're not in trouble.
Hey, I kind of like this 9 o'clock hour deal, because I mean we can cut up.
Yeah, the
and
kids are in bed. That's right.
So
except for my oldest kid. My oldest kid typically is still up.
So last week I joined the show for, I guess I was on for the whole 2 hours. I mean that's how much of a
yeah. The first show
was.
you were like, yeah, I'm gonna jump on. You jumped on, and then your wife must have given you the look, and you're like, I'm going to take a walk on the beach.
Yeah,
and I wasn't mad at you. I
don't know what kind of look that was. It wasn't the look that most people think about going to walk on the beach with your wife.
It's one that obviously worked.
It was like, hey, put this leash on, come now, type of look.
Well, we had a festival just a couple of months ago here in New Orleans. That there were a bunch of people with leashes on, so
not that kind of leash, dude. Not that kind of.
Okay.
It was kind of that leash, like you better get your butt out here. Or
I was wondering when I came by your house what that spike collar in your computer room was for.
Oh yeah, so yeah, dude. When after the show that I did, the full show,
right? That was Tuesday.
I was like, man, I was just not like engaged like I normally am. Usually I'm cranked up, I'm ready. And I was just like, I was still in vacation mode.
Yeah, but you had that. You had that beach track in the background.
Oh yeah,
you one of those alarm clocks that just play beach sounds, except it's the actual beach because you were outside on the balcony of your hotel.
Yeah. Oh, dude, let me tell you, that place we stayed in was really nice. The thing is that it was really busy. It's a 32-story condo. Right, building. It's like huge, right?
Right.
Not one condo. I don't want everybody to think that I'm like real wealthy or anything. Like a 32. Man, you got a 32-story condo. So this thing is huge, and there's thousands of people in this building. And of course, they have 6 elevators. One of them was broken. It would literally take you, 20 minutes to get down or 20 minutes to get up during like the rush hour. Going up and down this elevator to the beach and all. And check-in and check-out days, you just hang it up, dude. If you don't get up early or come in really late, you're going to be waiting in line in the elevator for like an hour and a half.
Right.
And so that was kind of aggravating. But other than that, I mean, being with the whole family, I was with it was kind of like a reunion for the Piliers. And it was very, very cool to see all my cousins and my aunts and my uncles and being with my dad and my stepmom and my sister and my son and Barbara and all. And but you know what? I'm not a vacation person. People like die to go on vacation. Like they foam from the mouth thinking about going to the beach.
Yeah, I hate vacation, dude.
So I don't know if you're like me. Like if I go for 3 days, 4 days, I'm ready.
I don't do well. All right, exactly. I don't do well with a lot of downtime. Like. If I don't feel like I'm actually getting something accomplished or doing something, like I will really begin to I'll get depressed. Like I've got to get like a really tough book and read a really tough book or feel like I've made progress. And it can't be like some enjoyable book. It's got to be something that like makes me smarter or I've added a new skill to my life or, but man, it's tough.
So let me ask you this. Is that kind of like a man thing? Like we have to have a purpose?
No, because there's a man that I'm looking at who, when I said that I loathe vacation, he like his bottom teeth fell out of his mouth. No, actually, it's probably not healthy. You know what I mean? It's probably I probably do it from a workaholic standpoint, and if my wife was here, she would probably like a few more hours or a few more days where I'm not actually working or doing something. But I just enjoy it. I really do, especially the work that I do. I work at a church and I do radio, and to me, they're kind of both one and the same thing because I'm able to kind of share the worldview of my personal beliefs on the radio and to what we do with lanterns and the whole nine. So, look, we're going to take a break, Chris, and you're going to need to switch over to Google Hangouts during the break. So check your Facebook post. And speaking of you out there, if you're listening to us, just type in Lanterns Buzz. Go to Twitter and follow Chris at Paul Revere again, and follow me at TRob Radio. And or just go to your favorite browser and just type in the hashtag Lanterns Buzz, and you can find out everything that we're doing. We got Jesse Lee Peterson coming up tonight on the program, so stick around for that. Tomorrow, Dinesh D'Souza. We'll be right back after this quick time out on the battlefield on WGSO 990 AM. Don't go anywhere.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com. Playmakers Indoor Sports is a state-of-the-art indoor turf facility offering leagues, drop-in play, field rental, parties, camps, clinics, and a whole bunch more. Play includes adult and youth in soccer, lacrosse, flag football, and more. For more information, go to www.playmakersindoor.com. Like us on Facebook at Playmakers Indoors South. 6124 Jefferson Highway, Harahan, Louisiana, 504-305-6078.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
Millions of people are asking the question, what has happened to America? Is there hope? What will our children and grandchildren face in years to come? America, there is hope. The same hope expressed by the colonists in 1607 when they placed a cross on the Virginia shore, proclaiming, "In God we trust." In God we trust. It's still our hope. It's our future. It's our national motto. Go to ingodwetrust.com and get your hope today.
Did you know there's an approved healthcare choice just for Christians that's founded on the timeless principles in God's Word? It's not insurance. It's MediShare. Over 189,000 believers across America who love God and share each other's healthcare bills. It's about half the cost of health insurance, and you never pay for medical practices that go against your Christian beliefs. Best of all, the healthcare law includes a special provision for MediShare members, so you don't have to buy insurance or face penalties. MediShare is affordable health care without compromise.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 844-43-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. MediShare, affordable biblical health care. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE.
Trey from Lanterns Radio Network. Trey, just give me any cues if the audio is goofy over there.
Will do.
So, folks, we're still experimenting with some of our connection. If you all don't know, I'm actually from about, I don't know, what is it, Trey, about maybe 50 minutes west of New Orleans?
Yeah, probably at the most. I mean, it's a real quick, real easy drive.
So in order for us to give you all of the video, to give you all of the good quality audio, there's a massive effort that takes place. Anthony over in the studio does a fantastic job pushing us pushing the limits of all this equipment to get us to be able to accommodate this system and setup that we have. So before we go, we got a guest that's on the show tonight, Jesse Lee Peterson. We want to give him a shout-out. He should be on just a second. I wanted to mention before we do that, Lanterns Radio Network. Make sure if you haven't yet, go to lanterns.buzz, the website, lanterns.buzz. Check out all of the different talented hosts that we have there, including Andrew Chavarria, Julio Rivera, Mike Miller, as well as Paris Pacopis. And there's a bunch of other things that are coming up. I mentioned in our Facebook video shortly ago that we got some great new things coming up with a new website that we've been working with Vast Virtual Solutions as well as GoDay.media on this new site. If you haven't yet, make sure you go to our social media locations. You can find us on Twitter at LanternsBuzz. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/LanternsBuzz. You can also subscribe to our podcast at Spreaker.com and SoundCloud. Just do a keyword search for Lanterns Buzz. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube, Google+, Stitcher, Google Play, Player FM. I mean, we're everywhere. I think we're even on some sonograms somewhere, Trey.
Sonograms, and I think we just signed up for Golden Grams.
Golden Grams are good. I love Golden Grams.
So it's been tough. I mean, they don't last very long because once somebody eats them, they it's pretty much done. So you got to back up your Golden Grams. You got to remember, back up your Golden Grams.
I find that when you eat Golden Grams, if you let them sit in the milk too long, they get really soggy.
That's true. No, that's definitely true.
Just saying. So with no further ado, Trey, why don't you introduce us to Mr. Jesse Lee Peterson on the show?
Now, I've been a big fan of Jesse Lee's for a long time now, and I've looked forward to speaking with him now for some time. He's actually the founder and president of BOND. BOND stands for the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny, and he's got a great website called rebuildingtheman.com. He's a pastor, he's a counselor, he's a radio and TV host, a media commentator, a speaker, a columnist, an author, and an activist. I mean, the list goes on and on. We'll probably get into some of his books, so I'm just happy to be able to be joined today by Jesse Lee Peterson. Jesse Lee, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
You have, Jesse, you have been, I have been a huge fan of yours for some years now, and you probably hear this often, but your, shall we say, your brand of truth-telling is refreshing in a time when the truth is not just relative, but often hidden in the crevasses of our society. Thank you, first of all, for being the person that you are, and for speaking truth every time you get behind a microphone.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I realize that unless we put the truth up against a lie, that we're never going to get better in this country. We're only going to get worse because, the battle is a spiritual battle. It's not a physical one, and it's not about racism. There's no such thing as racism at all. That's a lie. It's an illusion that's been used against us. So we got to start telling the truth. That's the only way things are going to get better.
All right. So you thank you for that. Okay. So explain. We just got finished last week. We had Pastor Stephen Broden on. We've had Andre Harper on recently. We've reached out to Larry Elder. I'm in the process of finishing up one of his second books, or I've read the first one, 10 Things You Can't Say in America. I'm reading right now one of his other books. But let me ask you this. You say there's no such thing as racism in America. To somebody who's hearing that maybe for the first time, explain to them what you mean by that.
Well, in my new book, I write about that. My book is The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. For example, I write about Michael Brown out of Ferguson, the black guy that was killed by Officer Dan Wilson there. Michael Brown, father and mother broke up when he was very young. And when they broke up, the father tried to go and pick his son up, and the mother gave him hell. She made it almost impossible for him to do it. As a matter of fact, it got so bad that he had to send someone else over there to pick his son up. Then Michael Brown went to live with his father, but his father didn't have his act together. His life wasn't together, so Michael couldn't stay there. He went and stayed with his grandmother, and by that time, the grandmother had no authority over him at all. And so Michael Brown grew up feeling unloved, because whenever you don't have a father, a good father in the home to be a good example for you, and then an angry mother who is hate the father, you end up feeling a sense of emptiness, like something is missing in your life. You feel unloved. And so Michael never had the love, and he became a thug. And as you saw, he ended up robbing a convenience store. Then he attacked Officer Wilson, and he was killed. And so Michael Brown brought that upon himself. I blame Michael Brown, and I blame his father and mother for failing him. And instead of Barack Obama and others saying, you know, this is why we got to put fathers and mothers back together, they blame it on something called racism. And there was no proof of it at all, but they said it because they knew that white folks would be intimidated and that black people would go into a hypnotic trance because they're already angry, and then you would be able to redistribute power and wealth. And that's what they have been doing for the last 60 years or so, intimidating white folks and then keeping black people in a state of confusion so that they can use them. The problem with most black Americans, not all, but most, they are suffering not because of so-called racism, but the destruction of the family and a lack of moral character.
Jesse, you mentioned Michael Brown. He's just one example that we've seen recently in the news. We could go, you could go Eric Gardner, you could go Trayvon Martin, you could go to any number of people that have been in the news. Many of these mothers are going to be paraded out at the Democratic National Convention, and as you said in the title of your book, the hate, the blame, the victimhood. These mothers are going to be lifted up, and as tragic as it is to lose a child to any kind of circumstance, but to be marched out there as some sort of example against the myth that white police officers in America are hunting down young black men. Clearly, if this tactic didn't work, they wouldn't do it. But how do we counteract it? How do we fight against it and almost create an opposite effect? Because if it wasn't so effective, they wouldn't do it. Does that make sense?
That made a lot of sense. And the way we do it, we got to start telling the truth as we're doing right now. White Americans must overcome the fear of being called racist, because in their state of fear, they are bringing out the worst in black Americans. Whenever you can intimidate a person, control that person, you hate that person for being so weak. And it just makes you want to do it to them even more so. So this is not going to stop until white people start speaking up and telling black people, most, not all, but most, that I am not your problem. You need to get over your anger. You need to forgive your parents so you can feel better and move forward in life. But until that happens, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. We must start telling the truth. And they're not going to like that truth in the beginning, but if you stay with the truth, a change will come for the good, because the truth without hate can overcome evil. And that's what we have to start doing. Unfortunately, those women will blame everybody but themselves for the destruction of their children, because they don't have to take responsibility. They have the Democratic Party. They have the race hustlers like Obama, the black politicians, the black preacher telling them that it's racism.
Okay,
so
Jesse, hold that thought. Jesse, let me jump in real quick. We got about 20 seconds before we go to our break, so hold that thought. I want to continue this conversation when we come back. We are joined by Jesse Lee Peterson, the founder and president of BOND, the Brotherhood organization, of a New Destiny on WSHO, WGSO 990 AM.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Soccer and flag football, NFL youth flag football, and youth developmental programs. Playmakers Tots program is a youth development program for children ages 18 months to 7 years. Playmakers Tots uses sports like soccer, football, baseball, and basketball to help kids work on motor development, learn to work together, follow directions, and improve listening skills while learning that activity is fun. To register for classes, go to our registration page at playmakersindoor.com or call 504-305-6078. Playmakersindoor.com. 6124 Jefferson Highway in Harahan.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean, this is totally fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
Your station for prep sports year-round. We are WGSO, 990 AM, New Orleans.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
At the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia, some Bernie Sanders supporters still holding out hope that it will be a contested convention.
Our votes have not been counted yet. We haven't voted, so Hillary Clinton is not our nominee at this point right now.
Like many Sanders supporters, that man not impressed by the DNC apology for the hacked emails which indicate the committee was propping up Hillary Clinton over Sanders throughout the primary process. This Clinton backer says,
I would like to say to Bernie Sanders supporters, let's work together.
Political science professor Alan Sanders of St. Peter's University saying in the end he believes all the Democrats will realize they have a common goal.
So I suspect that at some point everybody will realize that the only way to defeat Donald Trump, if you are a Democrat, is to back the ticket.
Bernie Sanders to speak at the convention shortly. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Joan London. When I needed to find senior care for my mom, I really struggled to find the right fit until I found an advisor, someone who had been through this before. That's why I recommend A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. They have experts who will help you ask the right questions and find the right place. Call A Place for Mom today.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
A Place for Mom has helped over 200,000 families find the right senior care for their parents, from assisted living to independent living, even Alzheimer's care, and have local advisors that can help explain your options at no cost to you.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
Call today.
You know, in today's digital world, there are so many things we can do. We can shop online. We can use public Wi-Fi. We can even bank online. Well, that's great. We can do a lot of things that can expose our personal information to identity thieves. But LifeLock believes that you can still feel good about doing all these things because LifeLock can help protect you from identity theft. Unlike free credit monitoring services, which only detect changes in your credit, LifeLock's proprietary technology detects and alerts you to a huge variety of identity threats. And their U.S.-based specialists work to resolve issues if your identity is ever stolen. Look, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But with LifeLock, you can do a lot more with more peace of mind. You see, membership starts at only $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Enrollment only takes minutes, and protection starts immediately. Call 1-800-838-9050 or visit lifelock.com now and use promo code SAVAGE. That's SAVAGE, and you're going to save 10% on your membership. Call 1-800-838-9050.
Millions of people are asking the question, what has happened to America? Is there hope? What will our children and grandchildren face in years to come? America, there is hope. The same hope expressed by the colonists in 1607 when they placed a cross on the Virginia shore, proclaiming, "In God we trust." In God we trust. It's still our hope. It's our future. It's our national motto. Go to ingodwetrust.com and get your hope today.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
Like
this
a
is totally
gyroscope.
fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show. Thank you for sticking with us on the Battlefield. You're listening to Chris and Trey from Lanterns Radio Network, the Battlefield Live radio program, and we are in the WGSO Gode.media studios, and want to thank you for sticking with us. And we have on the line Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, and you can pick up his book, The Antidote. It's available on Amazon and bookstores everywhere. You can also go to superstore.wnd.com. And so check us out. Check it out there. And so I got a question for you, Reverend. One of the things that you mentioned earlier I thought was really, really good was that we have to break through, I guess, this political correctness barrier. I mean, and you were speaking to, I guess you could say, European descent Americans or white Americans, that they have to break through this barrier.
White folks.
White folks, through the barrier of political correctness. And, one of the things that and I've noticed as long as I've been in politics is that there are people that have drawn the lines, if you will. They built the class structures in the minds of Americans amongst blacks and whites, which you say race is not a problem in America. And I believe that race is a fabrication of people trying to separate Americans as well as other people around the world. And, one of the things that I've always wondered is how do we break down those barriers in a way that can get people to forgive? And I notice that's a message that you have throughout, especially with Bond, that forgiveness is what's needed. And one of the things that it's hard to do is reach out to people that are willing to forgive. And there's a lot of Americans like that. They feel that they've been taken advantage of.
Well, what we do at Bond is we work with all men, but the focus is on the black man. And the first thing we do is to get him to forgive his parents for failing him, his father for not being there, because the worst thing that can happen to a child, boys and girls of all races, is not to have a father in your home and in your life. Because when you don't have your father there, it's like there's no love coming into the family, because there's a spiritual order to life, and that order is God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. And so the love comes down from God through Christ, through the man, to the wife, through the children. And when you remove that father away, then you don't have that spiritual protection. You don't have that love to identify with. You don't have that father that you can find comfort in. And so the government and the race hustlers and others who want to use you, they come in and take over the women and children and tell them that their problem is racism rather than the destruction of the family. Also, the mothers become angry about that, and they're already angry at their fathers failing them as well. And so they end up passing their anger down to the children. And when you cause your kids to become angry at you, they become like you, because you become like what you hate. And so they lose their identity, take on the identity of their mothers, and things just go out of control. So we tell them that their parents have done the best that they could do. They failed them, but they couldn't help it. And when they stop being mad at their parents, then God will, because that's what forgiveness is. When you forgive them, realizing they can help themselves, then God will forgive you and take that spirit of anger away from you. Then you can live a life. And you can deal with all issues and overcome them rather than being subject to them. And so they have to start looking at themselves first. The beginning of freedom is to start with self, not looking outside at everybody else and pointing the finger. Because as adults, you're responsible for overcoming your own issues.
Reverend Peterson, you penned an article on Human Event some time ago. Let's see here. Looks like a couple years back. And it was entitled 5 Things Black People Can Do to Succeed. Now, it reminds me of a piece that was written around the turn of the 20th century, around 1900, by Nanny Helen Burroughs. She wrote something called 12 Things That the Negro Must Do for Himself. And when I found that piece, I actually wrote a book called Emancipation Chronicles, Profiles of Black Patriotism. And she was one of the folks that I profiled in the Civil War era, going into the modern civil rights era. But I took out all of the race language, if you will, and people ranted and raved at the wisdom of what she wrote. And in looking at yours, you have number 1, seek God first.
Yeah.
Number 2, get married and don't have kids out of wedlock. The one that I want to stop for a second and have you to kind of expand upon is number 3, get over your blackness. What do you mean by that?
Well, most black Americans, because they're in a fallen state of anger, they're into the physical aspect of life and not the spiritual aspect, because we are all spirits created in the image of God who created us. But in that fallen state of anger, you tend to identify with the physical world. And because they're the race hustlers, like the civil rights leaders and the black preachers, not all but most, and the politicians, even Obama have told them that it's about being black and that white folks hate them for their blackness. So they're really into the blackness rather than being into what is right, being into the kingdom of heaven within. They're into a physical thing which is never going to set them free. It's only going to keep them down from generation to generation, because no one can care about you being black. It ain't about being black. It's about being right. And the only way that you can become a right man or woman is that you got to return to God, repent, so that he can live through you. And that's what we were talking about.
So Reverend, there's one thing that Trey and I talk about a lot on this program, and you've just hit it on the head on what we talk about. One of the things that we have is you're talking about the material world, and if we step back from just simply the how the race hustlers are leveraging class, or they're leveraging the material and they're abandoning the spiritual. One of the things that we see in America, in the liberal progressive world, is similar, right? In other words, they are attaching emotion and materialism to the things that are going on in our culture, and I find that progressives are I guess you could say opportunists, and they look for a way to leverage and hijack a person's emotions. And attach them to the material, and reject the spiritual, because they see that the spiritual is an oppression to the material world. And that actually goes back as far as, like, say, Karl Marx and Engels. And I just find that what we're starting to see within the black culture, Black Lives Matter and so forth, is this rising up of the class warfare, the Trey, what is it? The racial
critical race theory.
Critical race theory.
Right.
Michael Eric Dyson, I think, is one guy that preaches a lot of this in the media, where they basically look at everything through a racial lens.
Right.
Does that make sense? Are you seeing that too?
Absolutely. And they're doing what they're supposed to do because they're of their father, the devil. And so they are very shallow, very limited. They have no power. That's why they have to deceive you. They have to tempt you to hate. They must deceive you in order to get what they want. They're very physical. They're not of God, so they can't see what's really going on. And that's why children of God must shine the light on the children of Satan, so that some of those who are locked in can overcome that. And if white Americans got over their fear, and black Americans who love what's right should join forces and start shining the light on the darkness, we'll start to see more and more black Americans waking up. Michael L. Dyson, and I've debated him several times, is a failure in life. He's a liar. He's a deceiver. He called himself a preacher, but he is a false prophet. He's of his father, the devil, and he's allowed to get away with it because not enough people shining the truth on that lie. That's why I say that white Americans must get over the fear, and black Americans who understands what is right must start telling the truth, because the truth is of God, and it will make us all free. For example, there's now the killing of white officers, and that environment has been created by Barack Obama, to be honest with you. And they're using Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter are not going to accomplish much at all because they don't realize that they're being used by Barack Obama, the Socialist and Communist Party, and they are being used to kill and destroy in order that Barack Obama and others can come in and redistribute the power and wealth in the police departments, take out the white folks and put in his friends so that they can turn this country into a socialist society.
Jesse Lee, can we keep you for one more segment?
You sure can.
All right, we're gonna hold Jesse to one more segment here on the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey on WGSO 990 AM, 504-556-9696. If you want to get in now. We'll be right back.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com. Playmakers Indoor Sports. TOTS program is one of Playmakers' most popular. Our professionally developed curriculum provides our TOTS with a variety of fun games and exercise in a positive, enjoyable, and exciting environment. These great games help your little one develop their motor skills, create confidence, improve their listening skills, and learn how to follow directions, all while promoting fitness and activity. Our TOTS groups range from 18 months to 7 years. Sign up your little tot today or call 504-305-6078. Playmakersindoor.com.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally
gyroscope.
fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
4 years ago, Dinesh D'Souza's film 2016 blew the whistle on Obama. It infuriated the Obama people who found an excuse to lock Dinesh up overnight for 8 months in a federal confinement center. Dinesh used this experience to learn about how criminals operate and applied that knowledge to his latest film, Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party. This isn't just another anti-Hillary movie because it's not just about Hillary. It is an historic look at the Democratic Party, delving deep into their traditions and blowing the lid off the hypocrisy of their origin. You know the Democrats say that they're the party of racial justice, social justice, the middle class, and the ordinary guy. But Hillary's America will destroy these lies. Hillary's America tells the story of Hillary Clinton's corrupt nature and the corrupt nature of her party. Everyone needs to see this movie before they vote. Hillary's America opens in theaters on July 22nd. To purchase tickets, go to Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com. Rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com.
Welcome back to the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey on WGSO 990 AM, 504-556-9696 if you want to get in and ask Jesse Lee a question. Jesse Lee, I'm looking at your website, and before we get back into maybe some of the more controversial things that you said, I want to hear from you. On here it says that age 38, you discovered what held you back as a man, and it says that your life has not been the same. I don't know if you'd be giving away a trade secret here, but could you share with us what was it that you discovered, and might be something that could help our listening audience, or maybe even Chris?
God caused caused me to realize that the reason that I was so emotional and angry and insecure was because I did not have my natural father there to be that example for me, and for me to look at and love me so that I can stay attached to him. What happened was my mother got pregnant while my father and her were dating, and when she told him about it, he denied it. She became angry at him, but she ended up marrying my stepfather before I was born, because in those days it was an embarrassment for Black Americans to have children out of wedlock, and so she got married so that I would not be born out of wedlock. My stepfather was a good man, but inside of my body, I yearned for my dad. I didn't want a stepfather. Even though he was a good man, he tried to be a father to me, but I would not accept him. I had a desire, a yearning for my real father. And when I asked my mother about him, she would say, he's no good, he doesn't love you. And as a kid, she appeared mean to me because I thought, how can you keep me away from my father? I had a yearning for my father. And long story short is I moved to California at 18. I didn't know how to deal with life. I was insecure because I felt this void in my life. So I asked God to let me see what was going on, after a period of time. And he told me, he allowed me to see that I had this anger toward my mother who tried to turn me away from him, and I was yearning for my father. And when I realized that, I realized it was wrong for me to be angry at her, because what you put out come back on you, and you become like the person that you're angry at. You take on their identity. So I had taken on my mother's identity. I went and forgave her because I knew if I forgave her, God would forgive me. So I said to my mother, I'm sorry for hating you, for turning me away from my father. And I realize now that you were wrong, but it's wrong for me to hate you because I become just like you. And then I went to my dad, and he explained to me what was going on, and I forgave him. My father and I became one. We became father and son. I reconnected with my natural-born father, and when I reconnected to him, it fulfilled my soul. My soul was completed. That void was gone, and emptiness was gone, the anger left, and I was completed. And so that allowed me to return to God, because no man can get to the Father that created him unless he go through the Son, which is your earthly father. The Father represents Christ on earth, and when you hate your father, or you're not connected to him, then you would never know God, because you can't get to God unless you love your earthly father. And that's what completed me. And my father and my mother and I, we had a good relationship, but my father died this year of Alzheimer's disease, but I had a lot of good years with my dad. And I have to tell you, there is nothing like a father and son relationship, or father and daughter, when they are one together. When you love your earthly father, you love God. You know him as your father as well. But if you don't love your earthly father, you know about God, but you would never know him.
Wow. Go ahead, Chris. That's awesome.
So Reverend, that is absolutely fascinating to me.
You sound far away.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Okay, so one of the things that I've been doing a lot of research on, I've been looking for a common thread in all cultures, and one of the things that I've done a lot of research on is the nature of the family, and why. I've always asked the question, because we hear conservatives say, the family's important, and I've always wanted to know, where is the evidence of that outside of just success and seeing people that's successful that come from successful families? And one of the things that I saw in a lot of my research is that when you have a father and a mother together that create a child, that is not only is the epitome of God's work, because you have a perfect unity between man and woman to create a child. Even geometrically, it is a most strong foundation in shapes. The triangle, right? It is the most perfect shape and so when you build a society on a firm foundation of good parents with children that take the knowledge of their parents, the transcendence of of God's word through the mother and father that you can have the most powerful society known to man. But when you break that foundation, and you break the geometry of our society in a way that destroys the family, splits that unity, then you have mush. You have societal mush or civil civil breakdown, and it's just, to me, there's so much there that it proves exactly what you're talking about.
And the reason for that, because evil understands that the father represents Christ. He's the light of the family in the home. He represents Christ in the home. And so evil understands that, and evil work through people just as good work through others. But it understands that if it can remove the Christ away from the family, it can seduce the women and children, and it can destroy their souls. And so that's why, if you notice, whenever they want to destroy a family or they want to take over a culture, they get rid of the man first, because they know what and who he represents. He represents God on earth. And when that father's there, he loved God with all his heart, soul, and might. He's going to be instructed by God, with God's love, to guide his wife and children in the right way to go. And that's how a solid foundation is built. But when you don't have that, you have a weak foundation that is built when the father's not there to do that.
Ecclesiastes 4:12, probably the best is the King James Version. It says, And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. So that definitely, we got some scripture to back that up. Real quick, in the last couple of minutes that we have with you before our break, we got about 2 minutes left. The statement that you made that got, I don't know, over your career, it's been your most infamous or famous statement, but you made a statement that you said, "Thank God for slavery, because if not, the blacks who are here would have been stuck in Africa." That was probably giving you some issues, but you want to explain that one in 2 minutes or less?
Right. You have black Americans complaining and calling themselves African Americans, and they don't love this country. And I thank God that I was born here. I thank God that he allowed, however my ancestors got here, he allowed that to happen so that I could be born in this country. I didn't have to sneak across the borders. I didn't have to apply at the front door. I was born in the greatest country in the world, whereas had not that happened, I could have been stuck in Africa, and look what a mess Africa is in and trying to get here. So instead of complaining about a good gift, I appreciate the good gift, so I work hard to take care of that gift, and that is my country. I am an American. I'm not an African American. I don't have an afro. I have an Amerifro. There are no African drums beating in my chest. The American guitar playing in my heart. Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American, and I'm grateful for that.
Amen. A great American, as Sean Hannity's show often says. Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, thank you for being a part of the show today.
Thank you guys for having me on. I enjoy that.
That was Jesse Lee Peterson of Bond. And if you get a chance, go to his website, please, rebuildingtheman.com. He's got several books there. Pick up his newest book is The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. And there's some other good ones really there. And we'll tweet out all of his information. So we'll be back after this quick timeout. We got a whole hour 2 coming up next. DNC in full effect. Burn is feeling it right now. We'll be back after this quick timeout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, every day men and women across this beautiful country are seeing something they never thought possible. They're seeing bags and puffiness under their eyes. Just go away. Disappear. That's right. Like you, Kathy from Dearborn, Michigan, probably thought nothing would work for her. Then she tried Genucel, and she wrote the following. Genucel is a great product. I don't have bags, but I had an odd puff under one eye. It is now totally gone, thanks to the Genucel. At first, it would come and go. After 2 weeks, it did not return. I am very happy. No, it's not just Kathy. I use Genucel. You too can get rid of these bags and puffiness, and with the Genucel immediate effects, you'll lose years off your appearance in just 12 hours. Genucel will work for you or your money back. That's guaranteed. Call 800-SKIN-891. 800-SKIN-891. But it gets better. Order now, and Chamonix will include the Platinum Dark Circle treatment absolutely free. Order now and priority shipping is also free. You don't wait. Call 800-SKIN-891. That's 800-SKIN-891. 800-SKIN-891.
This is Jeff Crouere with my commentary of the day. So the WikiLeaks expose of DNC emails shows that Hillary Clinton was the choice of the party leaders. They did everything possible to thwart Bernie Sanders. They were biased against him. They ridiculed him, made disparaging comments, and rigged it so Hillary would win. So what are Bernie Sanders supporters going to do now? They certainly should not vote for Hillary Clinton. If they want action on jobs and trade, they want to get rid of this government run by elites and Wall Street. If they want a champion of the people, an outsider who's not tied to the establishment, the only person they can look to is Donald Trump. Hillary is a creature of the establishment, and she represents everything that they fought against. Of course, Hillary is saying anything now she can to appease the Bernie supporters, but why should they believe her? She has been and she'll always be a liar. More info on this and the other hot topics of the day, check out ringsidepolitics.com. This is Jeff Crouere. Join me at 7 a.m. till 11 for Ringside Politics with a Punch, right here on WGSO 990 a.m. New Orleans, Louisiana.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Patriotism is love of country, but you can't love your country without loving your countrymen and your countrywomen.
A fiery speech at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia by New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who'd been on Hillary Clinton's short list of possible VP choices.
Let us declare again that we are a nation of interdependence and that in America, love always trumps hate.
Bernie Sanders supporters are making themselves heard inside the convention hall as well as outside, where this man says he hasn't seen a lot of Hillary supporters outside the venue.
They're in their office. They're in the air conditioning. We're out here sweating for democracy. Okay? Let's win. Let's win.
Bernie Sanders himself about to speak to the convention. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Joan London. When I needed to find senior care for my mom, I really struggled to find the right fit until I found an advisor, someone who had been through this before. That's why I recommend A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. They have experts who will help you ask the right questions and find the right place. Call A Place for Mom today.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
A Place for Mom has helped over 200,000 families find the right senior care for their parents, from assisted living to independent living, even Alzheimer's care, and have local advisors that can help explain your options at no cost to you.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
Call today.
At least 19 people dead after a mass attack, this time outside Tokyo, and it was a knife attack. About 24 other people wounded when a man wielding a knife went on a rampage at a facility for disabled people, the suspect then turning himself in. He's reportedly a former employee at the center. Police in Fort Myers, Florida, saying the deadly mass shooting at a nightclub was not what many people initially thought it might be.
This was not a terrorist act. So if you've seen that, heard that, read that, whatever it is, you can put that out of your mind.
That's the acting Fort Myers police chief saying that it was most likely gang-related. 2 boys dead, as many as 18 other young people injured in the shooting right after midnight during what was supposed to be an alcohol-free, safe teen night. It was billed as a swimsuit glow party. 3 persons of interest in custody, and police say they're looking for more suspects.
And hopefully we'll have something positive to report on that in the very near future.
This is USA Radio News.
I'm Sean Hare, the site director at ConservativeTribune.com. Conservative Tribune is one of the most visited news sites in the world, and the reason is simple. ConservativeTribune.com delivers edgy and bold commentary of the news every day. We are unapologetically pro-America, unabashedly conservative. At ConservativeTribune.com, we don't make apologies for who we are or what we say. If you're looking for more than boring stories and simple thought, visit ConservativeTribune.com. That's ConservativeTribune.com.
Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones saying the organization is deeply saddened by a crash involving the team's tour bus. 4 people killed in the Sunday crash in Arizona. Jones says the team's thoughts and prayers are with the family members and loved ones of all of those who were lost. Back to the DNC email scandal. Some of the people who loved Hillary Clinton the most in the past now say they can't support her now. Alice Stockton Rossini has more.
Democrats like Laura, who wanted to believe in Hillary Clinton, are heartbroken over the series of unfortunate events.
As much as she was a brilliant and wonderful woman, I mean, when you see her as a kid and you hear people speaking of how she knew herself and her strengths and how much good she wanted to offer, I mean, honestly, my heart breaks because I loved her.
Laura, among the throngs of protesters supporting Bernie Sanders, says it's all about the money, and the WikiLeaks scandal is just another nail in the coffin. Alice Stockton Rossini, Philadelphia.
Author and evangelist Tim LaHaye is dead at age 90, reportedly suffering complications from a stroke in a San Diego hospital. The Detroit native co-authored the best-selling Left Behind series of books and donated millions of dollars to numerous religious institutions, among them San Diego Christian College and Liberty University in Virginia. Funeral services for LaHaye are pending. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
We're here to fix the machine.
Battlefield Live. You're listening to the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey from Leonard's Radio Network, the Battlefield Live radio program. I want to thank you for joining us on the battlefield today. And man, was that a great first hour for my first day back?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, like I said before the interview, your audio is crackling again. But I really have been looking for a long time of getting the opportunity to speak to Jesse Lee, and I'll be honest with you, dude. I was actually kind of surprised at just how pleasantly surprised, by the way. For someone who holds a worldview like I do, I was pleasantly surprised to hear that the majority, if not the entirety, of the answers. In fact, as a side note, a new clean feed link is being sent to you right now. But I was incredibly and pleasantly surprised to hear the spiritual answers and to hear the solutions to the problems that we see on a day in, day out basis in our country and throughout our society, that they are moral answers and they are spiritual answers. You know, Chris, the other day, last week, as I was prepping for one of the shows, I forget which one, it may have been the one where Patrick Hampton came on, I found a quote from Martin Luther King, who said that even budgets are moral issues. And it really made me think back to when we started with the Tea Party and how the only issues, we were told not to get into moral or social issues, that those were non-winning issues, or those were going to be issues that wouldn't win. So we stuck to fiscal responsibility and free markets and limited government. And anything outside of that, you were kind of, I don't know, marginalized, should we say? But really, when you think about it, and we made this point all along the way, just like Dr. King said about budgets, they're moral issues. The way you spend the people's money is, of course, a moral issue. Social issues don't just revolve around gay marriage or transgender, issues or abortion. I mean, most of the issues that we're talking about, you can't separate the secular from the sacred. And so it was good to hear Jesse Lee, his solutions were primarily spiritual solutions.
So you've been keeping an eye on this WikiLeaks stuff?
Well, my initial thought is okay, great. So WikiLeaks, drops 20,000 emails from the DNC, and the emails reveal corruption. Oh, who'd have guessed? Who'd have ever thought that?
Yeah,
and so I was like, I'm not spending any time looking at that crap. We've been telling people for 8 years that the freaking Democrats are the most corrupt party, of the two. And that ain't saying much considering who the Republicans have become, right?
But doesn't this kind of offer, I guess, the validation for those comments that have been made?
Yeah, it may. No, I'm not disagreeing with you on that point. It may, but at this point, you know what? I don't need no validation. I know I'm right. That's not arrogance. Arrogance is when you think you're right and you're actually wrong. And you know what? I know I'm right. And so, we can go through them. I hope that there's something. I think per our conversation earlier, I'm very interested in that one portion of the stuff that you were talking about earlier, if you want to break that now. But during the break, I was listening to Bernie Sanders, and he was whining about how the dilly dishes at Piccadilly for senior citizens on Sunday are never warm. And if Hillary Clinton is elected, that will change.
Wait, was he taking out Hillary? Is he pissed at Hillary now?
Apparently, he blames her for Piccadilly not warming up the new super dilly dishes with the senior discount or something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. He was this election is not about Donald Trump. It's not about Hillary Clinton. It's not even about Bernie Sanders. And I'm like, no, somebody's going to vote for one of you idiots. So it's kind of about y'all, you know.
Put the damn Geritol back in the medicine cabinet, damn it.
Please, delegates from New York, if my teeth fall out, give them to me.
Can't you warm up the damn diapers? The diapers are too damn cold when I put them on my buttocks.
And you know there's not much buttocks left.
Yes, and the damn cream of wheat is just too damn cold. It's dripping down my face, and I can't feel it. I look stupid.
I think he's happy about the whole is it weird that I felt bad for Debbie Wasserman Schultz?
Was a man Schultz?
Hey, did you hear, though, she resigned as the chairperson or the chairman of the DNC, and then Hillary immediately gave her a job as the head of her 50-state campaign something or another.
Dude, you got one really, really crooked person, crooked Hillary. I'll use Trump's term there, yes.
Then you got corrupt Kane.
And you got corrupt Kane, and now you got Debbie was a man Schultz, and who's as corrupt as can be as well.
I didn't even think about that. What's her name? Was a man Schultz? That's good.
Was a man Schultz? Yeah, I mean she look. You know who she looks like? She looks like that creature in Star Wars, Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, with a bad perm.
I mean, just put a little bit of eye makeup on Jar Jar Binks and put a little perm on, and you got was a man Schultz.
Me like him.
The big floppy ears jumping around.
But I felt bad for it, dude, because I mean, like, it's not like she freaking hacked the emails. You know what I'm saying? Like she let the emails get hacked.
Dude, if you know the far left as well as I do, and you watched what Stalin and Lenin did to their people that were kind of politically polarized, they got rid of them. They just did what Stalin would have done to was a man Schultz.
Right, but shouldn't they be also like it should be going straight Ergodan on her? Like they should be 15,000
middle of the square.
Yeah, they should be like 15,000 people from the DNC who is like hogtied and being sold to some Muslim caravan of slavery into the Middle East or something. That's what Erdogan's doing in Turkey with his opposition. But this is what was interesting. You had in the emails, you called a guy an effing a-hole who's like, I forget the guy's name, but we ran into him at CPAC on the Blaze. He was a Blaze reporter and asked a simple question and to the DNC if they wanted to respond, and they called him an effing a-hole, which is like just so not right. I mean, they had all kind of racist slurs. One of them said, "Love you, bro," and he said, "No, I'm not homo." I mean, things that if they were ever said by the Republicans or on the right, I mean, it would be just over and over and over in the media cycle.
All right, so check this out. I want to go into some of the email, and I want to talk about what I talked to you about earlier.
All right.
So one of the emails in here was from Brad Marshall, who's a Democratic National Committee chief financial officer.
He's the financial chief.
Yeah. So basically what he did was he plotted how to portray Sanders, who was raised as a Jew.
Right, so he's got some
Brooklyn.
Jew background.
Yeah, he wants to basically portray him as an atheist. Now, let's think about this for a second. Here's progressives that see religion as an oppressive regime, right? It's
Right.
kind of religion, right?
Right.
Except for Islam.
Oh, yeah, except for they love some Islam.
Oppressive. Yeah, they love some Islam, right? They got the bumper stickers, they coexist and all that crap.
Right.
All right, so here's this email, and this is a quote from the email. It says, "It might make no difference," great English there, "but for Kentucky and West Virginia, can we get someone to ask his belief?" Marshall wrote.
Right.
Apparently referring to Sanders' upcoming Kentucky and West Virginia primaries. And this is a quote from Brad Marshall. He says, "Does he believe in God? He had skated on saying he was was of Jewish heritage." Now, this is the same Democratic Party that removed God from their platform.
Yeah, they booed once again today during the invocation. People actually booed during the invocation. They're like, "Heavenly Father, we thank." Boo!
Yeah. So what's amazing to me is that they're going to come out as socialists, okay, which is atheistic in nature, a secular humanist or
Right.
Marxist-Leninist, whatever you want to worldview you wish to pick, right? So they're going to attack his atheism while at the same time disregarding God in their Democratic platform.
But it's all for a good reason, because the peeps down in the West Virginia area, who are, by the way, mostly Southern Baptist, apparently, if you're a Southern Baptist, call us 504-556-9696. Apparently, you could handle a guy who's an atheist over a guy who's a Jew. So apparently all of the Southern Baptist Convention are anti-Semites.
Yeah, I love this. My Southern Baptist peeps.
My Southern
draw a
Baptist
big
peeps.
difference. Like, who uses that with, I mean, look, we use it on a radio program because we have to be a little entertaining.
Correct.
But who the hell uses that and is taken serious?
No, there you have that one. You have to me the homo one is the best, because they're so we're for pro. I mean, they use gay slurs like it's going out of style.
Hey, did you listen to the commercial right before we came back on the top of the hour?
No, we were listening to Bernie Sanders. Sorry.
She was thoroughly upset that Hillary Clinton would do this to Bernie Sanders. Thoroughly upset. I mean, she was like, "Oh my God!"
Who was the man?
As a young girl. No,
oh.
Let's talk about Hillary Clinton. So, or Hillary Rotten Clinton that Trump called her after.
Yeah, he said, "Why didn't she?" He said, "Why didn't she still use her middle name, Rotten?"
Well, he stole that from Levin.
Oh, thank me.
So Levin says that.
All right, well, look, we got to take another break here, and when we come back, you're going to want to hear. Chris did some digging. Chris downloaded a bunch of the stuff from WikiLeaks, and he did some digging, and you're going to prepare. You might want to get some duct tape to catch your jaw from falling off of your face when we share with you what Chris found. That and much, much more. 504-556-9696. It's the Battlefield Live on WGSO 990 AM. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com. Join us at Playmakers Indoor South every summer and holiday for our multi-sport camps. $25 a day, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with before care from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and after care from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. available for $5. Soccer, flag football, basketball, wiffle ball, relay games, lacrosse, and much, much more. Plenty of spots available. Contact Playmakers Indoor Sports, 6124 Jefferson Highway in Harahan, or call 504-305-6078 or sign up today at playmakersindoor.com.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally
gyroscope.
fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
Did you know there's an approved healthcare choice just for Christians that's founded on the timeless principles in God's Word? It's not insurance. It's Medishare. Over 189,000 believers across America who love God and share each other's healthcare bills. It's about half the cost of health insurance, and you never pay for medical practices that go against your Christian beliefs. Best of all, the healthcare law includes a special provision for Medishare members, so you don't have to buy insurance or face penalties. Medishare is affordable health care without compromise.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 844-43-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE.
Thank you for sticking with the Battlefield. Listening to Chris and Trey from the Lanterns Radio Network and the Battlefield Live radio program. Folks, if you haven't yet, make sure you check out our website at Lanterns Buzz. We've got a ton of stuff that we post there all the time. In fact, we do have some pretty cool stuff that's coming up on the website. Some very new features, whole new look, and we'll be posting that soon. So Trey, why don't you take over just for a second here, buddy?
All right. Okay, there we go. All right. I just want to play this quick clip. This is apparently from the Bernie Sanders speech tonight. I think it's worth playing. Let me just go ahead and play it right now. Here is a little Bernie Sanders.
Aha! There he is. This ought to stop him.
He's talking about Donald Trump.
I hate you, Instant Hole.
Yeah, that's the. If some of you may recognize that is that's the Ant and the Aardvark. If you remember that cartoon, it used to come on during the Pink Panther hour, and Scott McKay.
Even alive?
Scott McKay posted on Facebook. He said, the Aardvark can rattle off empty promises to morons better than anybody in modern American political history. And so I guess he thinks, he thought, and very aptly so, he thought that Bernie Sanders sounded like the Aardvark. And so I had to go look during the break. And he says, suddenly I'm having flashbacks to my childhood when the Pink Panther cartoon was the greatest thing. And why? Because the Aardvark. And the Aardvark actually ran for president this year. So anyway, all right. So are you better? Are you better now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I think so too.
It's like passing gas, dude. You just gotta let it go.
Yeah, just gotta let it go through, and just hope no one's around when you do it. Just hope you're not in an elevator. So tell us what you found out. So you did some digging, and you actually downloaded some stuff because you didn't know how long this stuff on WikiLeaks is going to be up. So you downloaded some stuff, and share what you kind of stumbled across.
All right, so check this out. And look, we're going to provide some information, and one of the things here, there could be a lot of speculation drawn from this. The bottom line is that this is just information. What it is, I don't know, but I think it's information that we need to know. Okay? I've read some things and some opinions online about what this means. Basically, it's a database export. Okay, so basically, what WikiLeaks is kind of like the anonymous hacker group, right? So they go into places, they hack into stuff, and they try to, I don't know, I guess, free the world with information, right? So, what are you playing? Some music in the background? This is like, what is this? X-Files.
That's right.
All right,
so go ahead. We're just going to let this roll. Go ahead.
All right. So I get this data dump, right? And I'm digging through this data dump, and I'm trying to figure out what all the information is. They're just giving you information, and you figure out what it is, right? So it's a bunch of like line items for different expenditures on for different people. In other words, they got names like I don't want to go through, I guess, the names, but there's 2,000 lines of data entries inside of this database in dollar values, transaction numbers, occupations, and employers and things like that. So one of the things that I went and looked in, I went and did a search under the employer, and I did a search for Trump.
Right.
All right. And I come up with there's 4 different tabs on the spreadsheet. And on one of them is
now were you able to before you share? Were you able to confirm the origin of this database?
Yes, this is from the DNC.
Not the Democratic National Convention, but the Democratic National Committee. The officers of the party.
That's correct.
Okay,
that's where this came from. So it looks like maybe about a dozen line items in this expenditures area. Let me see if it's the expenditures, because there's multiple tabs. Yeah, there's probably a dozen items in here, and so you have things like, for instance, it says travel, car rental, Trump Jr., and they give like a number, like a transaction number or something, or an account number, and it says $479.92. There's another one that says air travel, Trump Jr., $223, which is pretty damn cheap.
So you're finding the Trump children, specifically Donald Jr., getting some sort of services paid for by the Democratic Party.
Well, this is where it can be we got to be careful because we don't want to give out false information. What I don't know, there's rumors that this is actually from the FEC. In other words, the Federal
Elections Committee.
Yeah, Elections Committee. They have to, any type of campaign finances have to be reported to the Federal Election Committee.
I'm sorry, the Federal Elections Commission. Sorry.
Commission, right. They got to report it to this commission in order to be able to stay legitimate within the laws and so forth. So there's a possibility that these things are actually just something that they grabbed and were storing to try to track the kind of money that Donald Trump was spending. But there's so many things in here. Like there's an Amazon business, office supplies for all kind of different things.
All right. Well, listen. Hold on. I want you to give us a more line item approach to what you're looking at. So we're going to take our break, and we'll take some of your phone calls. 504-556-9696. This is Chris and Trey on the X-Files Live. The Battlefield Live on WGSO 990 AM.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com.
Millions of people are asking the question, what has happened to America? Is there hope? What will our children and grandchildren face in years to come? America, there is hope. The same hope expressed by the colonists in 1607 when they placed a cross on the Virginia shore, proclaiming, "In God we trust." In God we trust. It's still our hope. It's our future. It's our national motto. Go to ingodwetrust.com and get your hope today.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and, suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
Playmakers Indoor Sports is a state-of-the-art indoor turf facility offering leagues, drop-in play, field rental, parties, camps, clinics, and a whole bunch more. Play includes adult and youth in soccer, lacrosse, flag football, and more. For more information, go to www.playmakersindoor.com. Like us on Facebook at Playmakers Indoors South. 6124 Jefferson Highway, Harahan, Louisiana, 504-305-6078.
USA Radio News with Chris Barnes.
Patriotism is love of country, but you can't love your country without loving your countrymen and your countrywomen.
A fiery speech at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia by New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who'd been on Hillary Clinton's short list of possible VP choices.
Let us declare again that we are a nation of interdependence and that in America, love always trumps hate.
Bernie Sanders supporters are making themselves heard inside the convention hall as well as outside, where this man says he hasn't seen a lot of Hillary supporters outside the venue.
They're in their office. They're in the air conditioning. We're out here sweating for democracy. Okay? Let's win. Let's win.
Bernie Sanders himself about to speak to the convention. This is USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Joan London. When I needed to find senior care for my mom, I really struggled to find the right fit until I found an advisor, someone who had been through this before. That's why I recommend A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. They have experts who will help you ask the right questions and find the right place. Call A Place for Mom today.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
A Place for Mom has helped over 200,000 families find the right senior care for their parents, from assisted living to independent living, even Alzheimer's care, and have local advisors that can help explain your options at no cost to you.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
Call today.
Michael Savage here. Look, I don't like taking pills for minor arthritis pain, and I don't like those patches either. But I found something that works. Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. It's real medicine that has no odor, and it works. And listen to this. Australian Dream has an empty jar guarantee. You use the whole jar, you're not happy, you get your money back. But I doubt you'll send it back. This stuff really works. Get guaranteed arthritis relief. Find Australian Dream in the little red box at Walmart or wherever you shop.
Want to know who's going to make Cleveland rock? It ain't Hendrix or Clapton. It's this guy.
We're going to win. Oh, are we going to win?
The most unexpected candidate of 2016 comes to the Republican convention.
There's something happening. There's a movement going on.
One of the most anticipated political events of all time is here. And it's coming to CNN for one huge week with access you can't get anywhere else.
We start with breaking news.
The Republican National Convention. Coverage starts today, 4 Eastern on CNN.
Are Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
Millions of people are asking the question, what has happened to America? Is there hope? What will our children and grandchildren face in years to come? America, there is hope. The same hope expressed by the colonists in 1607 when they placed a cross on the Virginia shore, proclaiming, "In God we trust." In God we trust. It's still our hope. It's our future. It's our national motto. Go to ingodwetrust.com and get your hope today.
Thank you for staying with us on the Battlefield live radio program. You're listening to Chris and Trey from the Lanterns Radio Network, WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans. And we're having a blast. I'm glad to be back from vacation. Last week, I was in Florida with my family. And actually, it was Alabama. It's right on the edge of Florida. It's almost like Florida. But, things were good. I enjoyed my week off and spent some time with the family. But I missed the version of the Battlefield Xbox. Yes.
So, man, I want to hear more about this because, I mean, this is breaking on the Battlefield Live. You're not hearing Sean Hannity right now is not breaking this.
Right.
Megyn Kelly, she ain't getting none of this.
So let me tell you what I've been doing during the break here. I've been looking up at all the names on this list and trying to figure out who these people are. And let me tell you something. If you want to know what's going on in a political party, you just got to follow the money, right?
Follow the money.
So basically, this is what I think that this list is, okay? I think, because most of these people are Trump people, okay? I think this is the Democratic National Committee tracking every dollar that the Trump campaign is spending.
Oh.
So there's been reports that this thing shows that that Trump is on the payroll of the Democratic National Committee, and I don't believe that's the case.
Okay.
I don't know. I may be wrong. But this would be a massive conspiracy because there is, I would say, probably 100 different people that are on this list. For instance, this guy by the name of Matthew Cepolowski.
Oh, yeah, from the West Coast Cepolowskis.
Yeah, the Cepolowskis. But, so he is a New Hampshire, I think he's New Hampshire, New York. He's a guy that works for Trump. There's another guy, Justin Caproli, that works for Trump. His name's in here. So, is the conspiracy? Probably not. But I just find it fascinating that they're following this money like they are.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if there's any money coming from the Democrats and going to any of the Trumps, Donald Trump Jr., I mean, it's bad enough Ivanka Trump went up on stage to introduce her dad in a pink sheath style dress. And that pink sheath style dress was actually a part of the Ivanka Trump line, in which case when she finished introducing her father, she walked out there and she tweeted that you can get my look for only $138 at Macy's or something. I don't know. But, like, she went straight Kardashian on introducing her dad. She went like, "Oh, Ivanka."
Oh.
Now it's clearly it's not as bad as, Hillary's $12,000 Armani Mao suit or Michelle, my belle, Antoinette, and her big $10,000 dress or whatever. Okay, yes, it was only $138 dress, but you just went out in front of millions of people, gave a speech, and then tweeted how they can get the same dress for $138. I mean, that's shilling for your business at a time when America is like falling apart, it seems. You know what I'm saying?
I read somewhere they were trying to make some comparison about, I guess, the what Clinton was wearing, Hillary Clinton was wearing, and what Ivanka Trump was wearing. And they said, Ivanka Trump is wearing a $300 dress. I'm thinking, $300 dress is kind of expensive.
Yeah, what does she do? Go to red, white, and blue thrift?
I mean,
in comparison, right? Now, look, she's the daughter of a billionaire, and she's married to a billionaire. Clearly, she would not have a problem competing in the cost of dresses. But that's my point.
Dude, let me tell you, Ivanka could put on a pair of boxer shorts and a wife beater shirt, and she would look great.
All right, so listen, let me ask you this, because I didn't get to hear your opinion on this from last week. But I told you months ago we should have ran with this. What do you think about David Duke announcing that he's running for Senate, and then his message for Donald Trump? He's got basically the message saying, "Hey, I'm so proud of Donald Trump standing up for the interest of all the interest groups." His exact quote says, "Thousands of special interest groups stand up for African Americans, Mexican Americans, Jewish Americans. But thank God Donald Trump is standing up for European Americans, and I'll be the one man in the Senate who will defend their rights and heritage."
So,
is this going to get any legs, Chris? Because I think this is great. I want to hang. I don't know if you heard me say this. I want to hang David Duke like a big clock medallion around the neck of Flavor Flav. I want to hang David Duke around Donald Trump's neck. Remember, I told you, I said, dude, let's show how David Duke and Donald Trump are one and the same. Dude, and we could have gotten, you and I could have single-handedly got Ted Cruz elected.
I just can't have Donald Duck and David Dick on our show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, David Duke. We just can't have David Duke on our show. That's just, I just couldn't do it. Okay, no matter how much publicity.
I did reach out I did send him an email and ask him to be on the program. And I want to do at least an hour and a half with him explaining how he and Donald Trump are exactly the same.
That's fine. He can come on the show now as long as people know where I stand on David Dick. All right, so check this out.
Is his middle name Richard?
I think so.
Okay.
I mean, some people call him Little, but anyway, so...
Yeah, he's just a little Duke.
Yeah, so... a little German helmet. All right, so check this one out. All right, so the thing is that I was talking to one of our fellow Lanterns of Liberty, or Lanterns Radio.
A Lanterneer?
Oh, Lanterneer, yeah.
Okay.
So I was speaking to one of our Lanterneers earlier who was a huge Cruz supporter, and he's now shifted over to supporting Donald Trump. He's full-blown, full-throated Donald Trump, rah, rah, rah. And
he wasn't originally.
No, he was vehemently against Donald Trump. And
I know who you're talking about.
Look, I told him that if that's what he truly believes, that's what it needs. Because he was asking me for some advice.
Right.
Because he was kind of nervous. He was thinking maybe he was losing his... I said, you're probably losing your audience. You're getting a new audience, but you're losing people maybe...
Yeah, you're probably gaining new listeners, but, you're clearly probably losing your old listeners.
Yeah, but I told him, I said, look, do what you think is right. All the other things will work themselves out. Anyway, so...
Basically, you just told him to broadcast his conscience.
That's right. And that's basically what I told him. I say, basically...
And if you don't like that word, don't boo me. I'll say it like Ivanka. Just broadcast the way you feel is right for yourself and for the country.
So whether or not this has legs, we're talking about Ivanka in this.
David Duke.
Yeah. So basically, David Duke is the alt-right.
Oh. Oh, that's good.
He is the alt-right. Okay?
You think?
Now, whether or not, absolutely, he is the epitome of what the alt-right stands for. Now, whether or not
politically incorrect, masquerading as conservative,
yes,
totally
now,
fascistic.
Whether or not David Duke puts on the hood at night and burns crosses out in the front of people's houses,
right.
He may do that. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
The bottom line is if he says he doesn't do that anymore, he did it in the past.
Right.
So conscience tells me that, all right, he's done this before, okay? So
right. Well, I actually read some of his quotes, by the way, from like the 70s, 80s, and the greatest hits. I read his stuff. Go ahead.
Did they have like one of those commercials with the greatest hits of David Duke?
Yeah, it was a Time Life. It was a Time Life series. The greatest
great crosses that he burned.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Sorry. So this is what I find fascinating about all this WikiLeaks stuff. Okay, because this is what all right. So we get into this. Put our music back on. Where's our?
Hold on. I gotta look for it. Hold on.
We got to get our what is it? The X-Files.
Right. Yeah. I'm coming.
So the bottom line is what we have here, and we're going to get into the tinfoil hat. I don't know if I have any tinfoil around here to put on my head. Okay, so we know that the reset button didn't work for Hillary Clinton.
Correct.
Right? It was a massive failure. Okay? We know this for a fact. We know for a fact that Donald Trump looks up to Putin. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So we also know that Snowden.
By the way, what did that button she bring? Wasn't it just a Staples easy button?
Yeah, I think she like taped over it and put easy on it or something.
She put a piece of masking tape and wrote on a Sharpie reset.
She was sitting in her big massive hotel on her toilet and was watching in her bathroom the commercial of the Staples thing, and she said,
"That's a great idea,
Bill. Grab that, Bill. Put that girl down and get me one of those damn buttons with the red thing on it."
Screaming like a screech owl.
So wait, so what do you think that this button may have had some?
No,
keep going with your thought.
As a foil, but I think that Russia is involved with Anonymous and all this. I think this alt-right movement is a part of the WikiLeaks stuff. It's all about it's this crazy kind of merge between left-wing socialism and left-wing fascism. We see it coming out of Russia with Alexander Dugin and these type of people. We talked about Matthew Heimbach and the alt-right and how they were supporting Donald Trump. We talked about him way back when at CPAC 2 years ago when they were out protesting in front of CPAC, and they were saying that Hillary Clinton would be a good thing for the country because it would make us be punished and realize how stupid we've been, and that conservatism has failed and they need a new fascism in the country. That's basically what he was calling for. Right? That's the alt-right. And that alt-right, we've talked about the alt-right before the alt-right was even the alt-right.
Absolutely.
You and I did. So I think that this WikiLeaks thing is all an extension of foreign policy masquerades from Putin and his former KGB operatives. I mean, he was in the KGB after all. So they're masters of propaganda.
Right.
So they released this stuff, right? They got Snowden over there held down in the bunker. They're feeding him grapes, asking him for, all the different secrets of the United States.
Right.
And they're having a great time with their future friend, Donald Trump. What do you think?
It's not far-fetched. It really, really isn't. 504-556-9696. We're going to take our last break and come back and wrap up the show. Your calls and so much more on the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey on WGSO 990 AM.
Experience Augie's, formerly Augie's Glass Garden, now in Harahan. Augie's, truly a gorgeous place. Where can you go to experience super jumbo soft-shell crabs for only $14.95 and the area's largest seafood platters? Private parties, receptions, reunions, and events of all types can be handled at Augie's. 6005 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Call for reservations 733-3000. Check us out on the web, augiesnola.com. Playmakers Indoor Sports offers youth and adult leagues for soccer and flag football, NFL youth flag football, and youth developmental programs. Playmakers TOTS program is a youth development program for children ages 18 months to 7 years. Playmakers TOTS uses sports like soccer, football, baseball, and basketball to help kids work on motor development, learn to work together, follow directions, and improve listening skills while learning that activity is fun. To register for classes, go to our registration page at playmakersindoor.com or call 504-305-6078. Playmakersindoor.com. 6124 Jefferson Highway in Harahan.
Are you looking for a reasonable and affordable way to enhance your image or your company's image on the internet? Are you looking for ways to leverage internet technology to streamline your business? An upgraded website or web application is the way to go. Vast Virtual Solutions is a technology company that specializes in developing websites that operate on the cutting edge with the ability to save you and your business time and money. Visit vastvirtual.com for a business quote today. vastvirtual.com.
Did you ever think that the presumptive Republican nominee for President of the United States would have similar policy and suggestions as the Democratic Socialist candidate?
I never thought that a Republican candidate for president would hold both liberal and conservative policies at the same time.
Right.
I mean,
like
this is totally
gyroscope.
fascinating. Visit the website battlefield.buzz for the latest from Chris and Trey from the Battlefield Live radio show.
You know, in today's digital world, there are so many things we can do. We can shop online. We can use public Wi-Fi. We can even bank online. Well, that's great. We can do a lot of things that can expose our personal information to identity thieves. But LifeLock believes that you can still feel good about doing all these things because LifeLock can help protect you from identity theft. Unlike free credit monitoring services, which only detect changes in your credit, LifeLock's proprietary technology detects and alerts you to a huge variety of identity threats. And their U.S.-based specialists work to resolve issues if your identity is ever stolen. Look, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But with LifeLock, you can do a lot more with more peace of mind. You see, membership starts at only $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Enrollment only takes minutes, and protection starts immediately. Call 1-800-838-9050 or visit lifelock.com now and use promo code SAVAGE. That's SAVAGE, and you're going to save 10% on your membership. Call 1-800-838-9050.
X-Files Live, and you're listening to Chris and Trey, a.k.a. the Battlefield Live radio program. And folks, if you have not yet, you got to go to facebook.com/lanternsbuzz and check us out there. I've got my full protection from all of the radiant airwaves.
I so wish there was a lot of people who could see you right now.
I'm protecting myself from all of the black helicopters that are flying over my abode, the bunker.
If you only had a Guy Fawkes mask on right now.
Guy Fawkes. Yeah. Anyway. So, all right. So check this out, folks. If you haven't listened to our podcast, you got to check out our shows on Spreaker, as well as SoundCloud. Do a keyword search for Lanterns Buzz. Don't look up X-Files. You won't find us there yet. That is next season. Check out Spreaker.com and SoundCloud.com. Do a keyword search, Lanterns Buzz. You can also find us on Twitter at Lanterns Buzz. Like I said earlier, Facebook.com/Lanterns Buzz. We always film on live on Facebook and YouTube, Google Plus, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. Oh, Player FM. What else, Trey? What am I missing?
Let's see. You mentioned Sonogram, Golden Graham. I think we've actually been tattooed on Jimmy Graham. I can't think of too many more beyond that. I just think the best thing to do is to go to radio.battlefield.buzz or lanterns.buzz. Just pull out your favorite or your best browser and just type in the hashtag LanternsBuzz, and you will stumble across something that we do. We write, we blog, we video, we talk, we podcast, we broadcast, we outlast, we're everything. where as Donald Trump said, only we can fix the problems of America. And so you should tune in every single night so that you too can find out who and how and what you need to do to fix everything. Because Chris and I will absolutely give you, we're not saying it's going to be easy, but we will tell you how to fix the machine.
I really do think that the black helicopters are interrupting our transmission right now, and that's why we're having so much trouble on the radio program tonight.
It could be. It could be, or it could just be the guy in Prairieville.
I don't know who you're talking about. But the tinfoil hat should be protecting my...
Well, now, listen, now that you have your tinfoil hat on, and I see it's very securely, it's secure on your head, I want to go to the phone lines. I want to go to the phone lines now. And I want to bring on Phil the Patriot.
Wow.
From the new reinforced Patriot Cave.
He needs to wear the tinfoil hat.
Go,
Good
Phil.
Evening, brother. Good evening, brother and sister, Christian American patriotic hostages.
What is that? Did he flush the toilet?
This is an official.
Come on, him in Jesus' name.
Alert. This is an official red, white, and blue Patriot alert. Now playing at a theater near you. Don't miss Hillary Clinton's America. Let me repeat that. Don't miss Hillary Clinton's America. Are you ready for a real-life American Stalag 17? Are you ready for a real-life American Russian Gulag? Are you really ready for an American prisoner plantation planet? If you think Barack Obama's zombie drug apocalypse is over, you are wrong. If Hillary Clinton and her anti-Christian vice president, Satan, are elected, the zombie thug apocalypse has just begun. Just like Barack Obama has said, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Philip, don't hang up, Philip. I got Philip, you there? Ah, dang. I want to tell Phil he mentioned Hillary Clinton's America tomorrow night, folks. On the program, we will have what is he? Is he the producer? The writer?
I would imagine he's everything.
I mean, he's probably everything. Dinesh D'Souza from Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democrat Party, will be on the program with us for the entire hour.
Hey, Trey, this is really like having Trevor Loudon on the program. I see Dinesh D'Souza as a power. He would be like having Ben Shapiro.
Oh, yeah, by the way, we reached out to both of those people, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, we'll have Ben Shapiro on the show pretty soon, and we just haven't ironed out a date yet. And also, what Trevor just basically said, say the word, and he's here.
Awesome. Trevor Loudon. You got to check out WikiLeaks.com, folks. WikiLeaks. I'm sorry, KeyWiki.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't go to Wiki. Yeah. Oh, we're also going to have Julian Assange on the show. Tune in.
I'm on the west side of Bourbon Street.
Yeah,
too many wikis everywhere.
Yeah, Edward Snowden is going to be on the program. We've reached out to Julius Caesar and Genghis Khan.
No, it's Genghis. Genghis Khan.
I love that game. I could play that all night long.
It's like Donkey Kong?
No, Genghis Khan. That's when you put little wooden bricks out and you try not to let the tower fall.
No, that's Jenga.
Oh, my bad.
That's Jenga. Jenga, sorry. Whatever. You know? I mean, so all right. So
well, we only have a minute left.
Okay.
So you do what you do best in the final minute of the program.
All right, folks, this is all that I do that's best. Check out us on lantern.buzz, the website, or battlefield.buzz. You can also check us out on Spreaker.com or SoundCloud. Just do a keyword search, Lanterns Buzz. You can also find us on Twitter at Lanterns Buzz, Facebook.com/Lanterns Buzz, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM. Thank you for joining us on the battlefield.